Hey there, monitor. Can you show me your specs?
Why yes I can, sir. I have 17.3-inch screen, IPS panel, 1440p resolution. I also have stereo speakers and adjustable stand, and I think I also have HDR.
Wait a minute, you have HDR. Is that something bad?
No, it means that I have higher dynamic range, I can display image with better and richer contrast, basically higher quality picture.
Oh, I see. What else can you do?
I can connect to your phone, gaming console, laptop or PC. I am your perfect sidekick.
Looking for affordable Windows or Office keys? Look no further, I got you covered. Head over to sidekick.com, pick your Windows edition, use my discount code LE25 to get a 25% on any Windows or Office products. Once you complete your order, after a few seconds you will receive your code. In Windows, go to Settings, there should be an Activate Windows prompt at the bottom. Click that, enter your code and wait for Windows to finish activation. To check the activation status, use the command prompt with the command slmgr.vbs/xpr and you should receive a notification that the machine is permanently activated. Once again, use code LE25 at sidekick.com. So guys, this is the UPerfect Portable Monitor. It comes with a foldable stand or sleeve as it is protected with it as well. Kinda looks like a big tablet, but in fact it's a stand. You can see it right here. You can see that the monitor has slim bezels except in the bottom where it's a little bit bigger. It is super slim, just 10mm thick, and on the back it also has the VESA 75mm holes, so you can either wall mount it or mount it on a stand. It comes with a power adapter. It's a USB A to C cable for power, USB C to C for connecting to Mac for example, and HDMI to mini HDMI cable for connecting with a PC or gaming console. You will also get a small quick guide so you can get familiar with it, its core functions and how to properly connect it. All the ports are located on the bottom left corner, so here we have a dial or a button that is the only button used for control. I will explain this later. We have mini HDMI port, USB-C for laptops and USB for power, and it also has a 3.5mm headphone jack. It also has stereo speakers built in. Those would be these little holes on both left and right side. As for the specs, it has IPS panel. It's technically an ADS IPS panel, slightly better variant of IPS with better contrast. It has 1440p resolution, which look insanely sharp on 17.3-inch screen size. Best way to explain it, it's like a Mac Retina display, because you have so many pixels stuck on crammed on a small screen. Usually this resolution is reserved for monitors from 27 inches and up, so this panel is excellent in that manner. Sadly, the panel's refresh rate is only 60 Hz, but come on guys, this is a portable monitor. It's supposed to be like a second helping monitor, so 60 Hz is plenty enough. Although there are models of the same brand with 144 or 240 Hz available. The menu is divided in several sections and it is controlled with that rocking button on the side. It has basic functions to set backlight, brightness, contrast and sharpness, but it also has some more advanced functions. It has the gamma shift, changing of color spaces like sRGB, Adobe RGB or user set. Out of the box it is actually calibrated well, covering 100% of sRGB spectrum. It also supports rotation directly on it, so if you want to use it as, a secondary vertical monitor, you have the option to directly rotate the picture. Speakers are rated at 1 watt each. This is just enough so you can have sound. They do go very loud, but at some normal levels they sound actually pretty decent. Take a listen to how it sounds from 50 centimeters away while playing a video from YouTube. Volume is set to 40%. 5, but also has Lee land cool cases. Moving to the side, the same pattern applies. Tempered glass panel, although this is 3mm thick glass, not the classic 4mm as with other cases. This reduces the price to a reasonable level and also makes the panel a bit lighter. It also makes it easier to break, but if you are careful with it, I see no problem with this approach. Viewing angles are rated up to 178 degrees, and being an IPS panel, there is no discoloration or color fading when viewed from an angle. I tried gaming on it and it's actually pretty great. Being a 60 Hz panel, I kept my FPS at 60 and gameplay was more than enjoyable. I can see myself using this for console gaming as it's super easy to connect it to PS4 or PS5 or Xbox console and play games on it, because the panel's pixels density picture looks way better than on a big TV. Personally, I like playing games on a monitor. It does have HDR, but in my testing HDR is looking way worse than regular mode. Even though it's rated at only 300 nits maximum brightness, this is not even enough to be HDR 400 certified. But I tried it, and for example in Forza Horizon 5 it looked blown out, sky was blown out, basically every shiny surface looks unnatural and colors change hue when you turn HDR mode. Personally, I am not a fan of HDR anyway, but proper manual calibration will always look better in my eyes. Luckily it comes well calibrated out of the box, so gaming looks exceptionally well, thanks to the great pixel per inch density once again, and resolution of course. Games really do look better on this screen than on a big TV, for example. It does support gaming mode though, and this mode should bring response time a bit down. Honestly, I did not notice any issues with responsiveness nor black trailing. Contrast is also good. Where I see the main use of this monitor is as here the second helping screen, mainly for productivity. It can serve as a clean feed monitor, the one which will display your final image, for example, while editing videos, or a monitor on which you can put your tools on. You can use it also for gaming, I mean as a second screen for Discord chats, for example, comments on your streams, or for OBS as well. So usage scenarios are plenty. I am using it also when I build PCs for the channel here, so I can quickly connect them and set the BIOS and tweak whatever is needed, adjust RGB lights and such. Much easier than to run a big cable a longer cable to my primary monitor here, as it's away from this area here where I build PCs. The stand has two modes, one slightly more angled and one which is kind of 50 to 20% angled, and this one is actually more pleasing to the eye and fits perfectly on your desk next or below your main monitor. The addition of VESA mounting holes is of course just a bonus, but this kind of negates the portable function. As for some cons or where things could be improved, the stand is rather hard to set at first, as it can easily slip and fall. Just be careful when you set it up, but once you get a hang of it, it's super easy. So I don't know, maybe using some other type of stand or adding another stand that would be plastic and mounted on those VESA holes could be included with it, in some upgraded version. The HDR mode in my eyes is not usable, as it tends to blow the highlights too much for games. At least for HDR movies, proper HDR movies, it's actually pretty useful. This is a neutral thing then. Ports on the side, they are easily accessible, but if you want to use this monitor as a more permanent solution, you will have cables sticking on the side, and I know that some of you won't like it like that. So I don't know, maybe another version could have like angled cables, at least if not ports on the back, which I know is not possible due to the thickness anyway, but angled cables would be nice to have. Also, the included cables are way too short and need to be at least twice longer. Speakers are so-so, I already said it and show you those, but other than that, everything else about it is a positive thing. We have to be realistic, there is no such thing as a product that has everything nailed correctly. That is why we are here to test and show you all these sides, the bad ones and good ones. Luckily, this monitor has great things to offer you for the price of $249 US. There are of course cheaper models on their website, those would be with 1080p panel, and honestly, even 1080p would look great on this screen size, but I wanted to test 1440p as it sits in the middle between HD and 4K, so for me personally, it's a perfect sidekick to be used as a second monitor to spice up your setup. This is all for this time, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Comments are always welcome. You can also join our Discord server and chat with us, like and share this video, and I'll see you in the next one.